the thorn in the flesh. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 7 through 10. We're going to just read till 10. And lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations. So Paul is talking about he had like seen heaven, and he says, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan, to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. So he's like, to prevent like getting too cocky, I was given this thorn in the flesh. Verse 8, for this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that I might depart from me. So he's saying he asked God 3 times, can you remove this from me? And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, and in necessities, and persecutions, and distresses for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. And so this is something that God reminded me of a few weeks back. Paul's thorn in the flesh. How it was something Paul had asked God to remove, but God's response was that his strength is made perfect in Paul's weakness, but also ours. God would give Paul the strength to endure, and God does the same for us. There are things that we're going to ask God to take away from us, to remove, and God's response to us might be the same. Sometimes I wonder what kind of trouble I would get into if I ever thought that I could do life on my own. That my job, health, talents, relationships were of my own doing and not something given to me by God. Yes, we go through hard things, but I know personally speaking, I seek God the most when I'm feeling low and hurting. So if my struggles keep me close to God, keep me pursuing Him, then let me struggle. And that's what Paul said. And, we should have the same mindset that, if this is what it takes to keep me close to God and makes me realize my need for Him, then bring it on. When we realize we can't do anything good on our own, our incapacity, our own weakness, we open the door for God's strength. It is by His grace, not anything that we can earn or deserve, that He gives to us. We can get in our own way when we think that anything we do, say, or accomplish is our own doing, when really, like Job, we can have everything taken away from us. But if we know and trust God, that God is ultimately in control, we can glory in His strength. So when we realize that we can't do it, we're not good enough, we are incapable, we are unable, we can't do it on our own. And we realize, okay, yes, God is in control. We can glory in His strength. The challenges and struggles we face are meant for us to concede to God and His strength. So it's not made for us to be like, oh, I'm going to get through this, I can do it. Like, no, we need to stop and take a minute and realize, like, I need God. I need God. We can't win on our own. We are no good on our own. That is why our need for God is so great. We're going to read Psalm 70, verse 5. But I am poor and needy. Make haste unto me, O God. Thou art my help. Thou art my help and my deliverer. O Lord, make no tarrying. I know for me, recently, that's kind of been a prayer. Like I recognize that I am poor and needy, and I need God's help. And sometimes, we're like, come on, God, like I need it right now. I need your help right now. But I believe that's where He wants us. Okay, apart from Him, we can do nothing. So John 15, verses 1 through 2, and then verse 5. See. All right. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, He taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, He purgeth, that it may bring forth more fruit. Now skipping down to verse 5. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, The same bringeth forth much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. When we abide in him, seek him, pursue him, we bear fruit. Without him we can do nothing. We don't bear fruit, we are useless. We are removed from the vine. We're removed from Jesus. So if our weakness helps us see our need for Christ, and as a result we spend more time in his word, in prayer, and worship, in serving, in abiding in him, we will bear fruit. As a result of bearing fruit, God prunes us. He cuts off bits here and there in order that we might continue to grow and bear more fruit. So again, the pain and hardships are good things. Without them, we wouldn't grow. We can choose to stay where we are spiritually, but we know where that leads, removal. Or we can choose to let God grow us. Psalm 1:1-3, this verse was repeated a few times, and I thought it fit nicely with this little Devo here. Goodness gracious. I put a million bookmarks in my Bible. Okay. Psalm 1:1-3. Blessed is a man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So let your delight be in the law of the Lord. Delight in it. Delight in it. Delighting ourselves in him is the only way to live a life that is worth anything. We will go through trials, droughts, loss, but we will prosper like a tree planted by the river. So as long as we make God our main focus, our main priority, as long as we seek him and pursue him, we're going to be all right. If we spend time in his word and we lay that foundation, that solid foundation, if our foundation is in him, then we're going to be fine. We're going to be all right. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. We're going to face struggles. But because our foundation is in him, because we're planted by the river, because we're attached to the vine, we're going to be okay. We're going to make it. John 12:24. Last one. Oh, that is not it. John 12:24. Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. So, when we die to ourselves and live for Christ, our lives have meaning and purpose. So we fight on. We struggle. We cling to Christ. We sit in his presence and glean from him, and we don't stop. Like whatever we give to God, he blesses and he multiplies. And we can choose a life where we're just like, oh, I'm comfortable. I'm good. I don't want to grow. Because, with growing comes more responsibilities. So I think sometimes we let the fear of that responsibility keep us from growing. And that's a whole other Bible study that I've been thinking about working on. But that's the only life worth living. That's the only life worth purpose. At the end of the day, like, this earth is going to be destroyed and everything in it, and we're going to face judgment, and you're either going to heaven or you're going to hell. And what was the purpose of your life? How did you use what God gave you? Did you hide? Did you bury it in the sand? Did you put yourself out there? Did you grow? Did you, face persecution? Did you face the storms? Did you put in the work? Did you put in the time? Did you make yourself available to God, to our Creator, and what he has for you? Because whatever we give him, he blesses. He multiplies it, like that grain of wheat. Yeah, we die to ourselves, but look what comes of it. I mean, all the crops that feed people, and that can be us. That can be us if we let it. So don't let the trials and the hardships keep you away from God, but let them draw you near to him and see your need for him in everything, in every little thing. Like even something dumb, like I can't find the remote for the TV. God, can you help me? I can't find the remote. Help me find the remote. Like sometimes all it takes is us realizing his capability where we are incapable. And he's like, that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. A cool story. The other day, we were at Knott's Berry Farm, and I had the big old van because it was, me and my siblings and my kids. And we're in the van, and I just cut it too close. I was way too close to the vehicle on my right, and I kept backing up and trying to adjust and back, and it was just getting worse. And worse, and I just kept closing the gap, and I was like, I know that I know how to park this car, but I keep getting in my head and I can't figure it out, and I was struggling. I don't even know, a good 10-15 minutes, maybe it seemed longer than it really was. I don't know. And then I said to Harley, I was like, Harley, you know what, I didn't even pray. So I stopped, and as soon as I said in my head, dear Jesus, some stranger walked up to the driver's side window and like guided me out of this spot so that I could park properly. And it's like that's all that God was waiting for. He's like, just acknowledge, like I'm here waiting for you to call out to me and realize your incapability to do this on your own. Because sometimes we are like that. We're like, oh, I got this, I'm good, I'm doing it. No, you still need God in literally everything. Like literally at any second, your whole world could come crashing down. Everything could be gone. But it's by God's grace that we have anything that we have. And so use those challenges. Recognize the ultimate authority, the ultimate one in control, in charge, and give your life to Him. And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you.